Top that. All right. In the toast competition, next up we have Annie and Catherine met their freshman year in college and bonded early on by going out and trying to find a Catholic church to go to keep up their Catholic ways, and they couldn't find one. The communist vegan co-op instead. I don't know. Excellent. I met Annie on what is officially, in hindsight, been considered Corey and Catherine's first date. So just as like the couple months leading up to the proposal that he was running by the plans with his friends and advisors. And in fact, he intended to have the whole wedding planned out before the proposal. I think this way worked out well. That Annie was there for this first date, but really was not sure that it was a date at the time. But Corey was pretty sure he had a crush on this girl, and maybe he was hoping it would be a date. And to cover all his bases, he made sure that me and my brother both had reasons to just accidentally stop by at different points in the evening to kind of check it out and give our feedback, what we thought of her. And Annie had the pleasure of, Catherine didn't plan for her to just stop by. She planned on Annie being there the whole night. She was an out-of-town guest. What could she do with her? Just I got a maybe date. Come along. And so I don't know about Jim's experience, but mine was like in the brief time that I was hanging out there, and Annie looking at me like, get back here. But I had to go, and she can tell you more about the evening. I wasn't there. All right. Without further ado, Annie Neary.
Okay, so as John said, I first met Katie in 1998 when she lived across the hall from me in Talcott dorm in Oberlin. Go Talcott! We bonded over our wit, our love of good literature, and our mutual frustration with our roommates. We can tell you more later. We also had a game we made of citing a particular tenor 2 years ahead of us. He was at the music conservatory. We called him the demigod. There was a chart on the wall of Talcott dorm for sightings. So I think this proves that Katie was always a sucker for slightly older men in the performing arts. And I met Corey on April Fool's Day, 2004, as John said. And I had a lot of questions that night. How big was the beard? Why were we going to his house? Were they really dating? Why was he called the arsenic guy? And who is Jim? I remember Corey wining and dining us that night with poached sushi-grade salmon and home-brewed apple cider. He welcomed us into a home filled with colors, photos of Forrest and Ingrid, and carefully collected pictures. He showed off his apple blossom cuttings arranged in a vase and told us a nice little tale about a German Lutheran custom of cutting apple branches at the start of Lent to appreciate their blooms at Easter. I was sold. I'm a sap for a good tale. Later on, he admitted that he had planted them just at that spot to impress Katie. That evening seared into my memory, also along with the time Katie and Corey decided to cheer me up when I turned up on their doorstep with a twisted ankle. They took me to Minnehaha Falls, where they rented a canopied 4-person bicycle cart. As we tooled around the park, they sang all the lyrics to Surrey with the Fringe on top that they knew. They didn't know all of them. But they repeated them with gusto. And I'm just always struck by your sense of playfulness and your dedication to courtship. I hope that when times are hard, you remember just how much you love each other, just how much spark you have. And I just hope you never stop courting each other, because it's been such a joy to watch your romance bloom.
Aww.